What if the truth you've been taught was only half the story? For over 1,500 years, a prophecy so dangerous it was erased from Scripture has whispered in the shadows. A vision from the scribe Ezra, deemed too radical for the halls of power. Picture a desert night, stars burning above, as a lone voice dares to question the divine. Why do the righteous suffer while the wicked thrive? The answer, delivered by an angel, unveils a future where sacred truths rise not from temples, but from hearts uncorrupted by dogma. This is no ordinary tale. It's a forbidden revelation, a call to awaken. If this stirs your soul, like, share and subscribe, and stay with us until the end. For a promise awaits that could change how you see the world forever. Picture a desert stretched beneath a canopy of stars, where a lone scribe named Ezra kneels, his heart heavy with questions too bold for the temples of his time. Over 1,500 years ago, he dared to write a prophecy so fierce it was erased from the sacred scrolls, banished from the Bible, and silenced by those who guarded faith's gates. This was no ordinary vision. It was a rebellion, a fire that threatened to consume the dogma of empires. Ezra's words, inked in the quiet of night, challenged the very foundations of religious power, proclaiming a truth that didn't bow to priests or kings. Why was it forbidden? Because it spoke of a future where divine wisdom would rise not from marble altars or golden pulpits, but from the hearts of those uncorrupted by the wine of the religions of men. Imagine him, his quill trembling, capturing revelations that would be sealed away for centuries, deemed too dangerous for the faithful to hear. The rulers of faith feared its power, for it promised a world where God's voice would echo directly to the seeker, unshackled by ritual or creed. This prophecy wasn't just words on parchment. It was a call to awaken, a spark that could ignite a spiritual uprising. In the minutes ahead, you'll walk with Ezra through a vision of a world on the brink. A world where old systems crumble and new truths emerge. But what could make a prophecy so potent that it had to be hidden for generations? And what does it mean for us today, in a world still wrestling with the same questions Ezra dared to ask? Stay with us, for the earth itself is about to speak, heralding a truth that no temple can contain. The desert fades, and a vision unfolds before Ezra, a world yet to come, shimmering like a mirage under a merciless sun. In this forbidden prophecy, sealed for centuries, he sees a future where the divine speaks not through towering temples or ancient creeds, but through hearts untouched by the wine of the religions of men. Ezra's quill trembles as the angel Uriel reveals a truth that shatters the old order. The systems that claim to hold God's voice will crumble, their foundations eroded by their own corruption, now cracking under the weight of hollow rituals. In their place, a new light rises. Truth, pure and unfiltered, flowing to those who seek beyond the dogma. Ezra writes of a time when the faithful, weary of empty promises, turn inward, finding God in the quiet of their own souls. This is no gentle prophecy. It's a storm, foretelling the collapse of empires built on control. The angel's words, sharp as a blade, pierce Ezra's heart. The truth shall be revealed to those who are free. Free from what? From the chains of tradition, from the lies woven into sacred robes. This vision, recorded in the hidden scrolls of two Esdras, was deemed too dangerous, for it dared to imagine a world where divine connection needs no priest, no altar, no gatekeeper. In the minutes ahead, you'll see how this prophecy unfolds, touching a world that feels eerily like our own. But what happens when the systems we've trusted for centuries begin to falter? And what does it mean for those who hear the call to seek truth directly? If this vision stirs you, drop the word truth in the comments below. We'll read a few at the end. Stay with us, For the next revelation brings a crisis that echoes across time. The desert fades into shadow, and a vision unfurls before Ezra, like a scroll caught in a restless wind. Over 1,500 years ago, this forbidden prophecy, sealed away from the eyes of the faithful, revealed a future that would shake the pillars of the world. Guided by the angel Uriel, Ezra gazes upon a time when divine truth no longer flows from towering temples or ancient creeds, but rises instead from hearts untouched by what he called the wine of the religions of men. Picture a city of golden spires, once gleaming with promises of salvation, now splintering under the weight of hollow rituals and corrupted teachings. Their marble foundations crack, not by war or flame, but by the quiet rebellion of those who seek God beyond the altar's shadow. Ezra's quill, trembling beneath a canopy of stars, captures Uriel's words. The truth shall be revealed to those who are free. 2 Esdras 14:25, free from the chains of tradition, from dogmas woven into sacred robes by those who claim to own the divine. This prophecy, too bold for the councils of old, foretells the collapse of empires built on spiritual control. Temples and priesthoods that guarded access to God, like gatekeepers of a fortress. In their place, a new light dawns, pure and unfiltered, flowing to those who listen to the still, small voice of power. The prophecy spoke of a world where the divine voice would echo directly to the heart, unshackled by the structures that claimed to contain it. As Ezra's vision fades, the horizon shifts, revealing a world on the brink of a great crisis, where the old ways falter and a new awakening begins to stir. The horizon darkens, and Ezra's vision deepens, as if the earth itself holds its breath. In the forbidden prophecy, sealed for centuries, he sees a world drowning in spiritual hunger, a crisis not of scarcity, but of excess. Temples overflow with scrolls, altars gleam with offerings, yet the faithful stand empty, their souls starved by teachings that have lost their fire. Picture a marketplace of faith, bustling with rituals and prayers, where voices chant sacred words, but hearts echo with silence. The prophecy, whispered through the angel Uriel, reveals a truth too heavy for the old order to bear. The systems that once guided the faithful have become hollow shells, their teachings twisted by power and greed. In 2 Esdras 5:1, Ezra writes of signs among the people, where truth is sought but not found, where the divine voice is drowned by the clamor of dogma. The priests, draped in robes of authority, offer answers that crumble like dust, leaving the weary to wander in a wilderness of doubt. Yet from this desolation, a new movement stirs. Those who feel the ache of emptiness begin to turn away from the altars, seeking the divine not in stone sanctuaries, but in the quiet of their own hearts. They are the seekers, the ones who dare to question the sacred lies, who refuse to drink the wine of the religions of men. Their rebellion is not loud, it is a whisper, a turning inward, a spark that kindles in the soul. Ezra's prophecy foretells their rise, a generation that will shatter the chains of tradition and find God in the unlikeliest places. In the stillness of a desert night, in the courage to stand alone. This crisis, this breaking of the old, is no accident. It is the crucible where truth is forged anew. The systems that claim to own the divine falter, their walls cracking as the seekers step into the light. The prophecy, buried for its audacity, speaks to a world where the divine is no longer confined by ritual or creed, but flows freely to those who seek with open hearts. As Ezra's vision shifts, a new figure emerges from the sea, silent yet radiant, heralding a power that no temple can contain. The vision shifts, and the air grows heavy, as if the heavens themselves pause to watch. Before Ezra, the sea churns, its waves parting to reveal a figure rising from the depths. A Messiah, silent, yet radiant, cloaked not in armor, but in the weight of divine presence. In the forbidden prophecy, sealed for over 1,500 years, this is no warrior king adorned with crowns or wielding a sword. Instead, his authority flows from a stillness that pierces the heart, a power that needs no throne to command. Picture the horizon trembling, the stars dimming, as this silent Messiah stands, his gaze sweeping across a world bound by crumbling temples and faltering creeds. In 2 Esdras chapter 13, verse 3, Ezra writes of a man coming up from the heart of the sea, his presence alone enough to shake the foundations of human institutions. No trumpets herald his arrival, no armies march at his side, yet the rulers of the earth falter, their scepters hollow before him. This Messiah defies the expectations of priests and kings who await a conqueror to restore their order. Instead, he speaks no words, his silence a rebuke to the noise of dogma, a call to those who seek beyond the altar's shadow. The prophecy, buried for its audacity, reveals a divine power that bypasses the gates of temples, flowing directly to the humble, the questioning, the unbroken. The silent Messiah stands as a beacon, his presence a fire that burns away the lies woven into sacred robes. Cities of stone, built to contain God's voice, tremble as their walls crack under the weight of his gaze. The faithful, long tethered to rituals that no longer sing, feel a stirring within, a longing to follow a truth that needs no mediator. This vision, too radical for the councils of old, was hidden, its words feared for their power to upend the world. Ezra, his quill steady despite the vision's weight, records a future where divine authority rests not in structures, but in the quiet courage of those who see. As the sea calms and the figure fades, a new movement rises, a community unbound by doctrine, gathering in the shadow of this silent promise. The vision lingers, and the air hums with a quiet defiance, as if the earth itself cradles a new awakening. In the forbidden prophecy, hidden for over 1,500 years, Ezra sees a community rising, not bound by stone walls or sacred creeds, but by the fire of shared authenticity. This is the invisible church, a gathering of seekers who carry the divine in their hearts, unshackled by the chains of dogma. Picture a twilight valley, where figures move in silence, their faces lit not by temple flames, but by an inner light that and gilded thrones bristles at their existence, for they defy the gatekeepers who claim to own God's voice. Temples cast long shadows, and priests, draped in robes of authority, rail against this unseen fellowship, branding them heretics for seeking beyond the sanctioned walls. Yet the invisible church grows, its members drawn together not by doctrine, but by a shared hunger for a truth that breathes. They meet in quiet places, beneath starlit skies, in forgotten groves, where the divine speaks without mediator or ritual. The prophecy, buried for its boldness, foretells their rise as a force that no edict can suppress. Each seeker standing alone yet united carries a spark that threatens the old systems, their authenticity a fire that burns through centuries of control. The rulers of faith, trembling behind their pulpits, sense the shift, a world where the divine flows freely, no longer confined by their decrees. Ezra's vision, inked in the stillness of a desert night, captures this movement as a tide, gentle yet unstoppable, reshaping the spiritual landscape. The invisible church is no mere dream. It is a promise of a faith reborn, rooted in the courage to seek without fear. As the vision fades, Ezra's quill turns to a final revelation, a hidden wisdom waiting to be unveiled. The stars burn brighter, and Ezra's vision turns inward, as if the divine itself whispers through the silence of the night. In the forbidden prophecy, locked away for over 1,500 years, the scribe is given a sacred task: to rewrite the lost scriptures and inscribe 70 hidden books meant not for the priests or the powerful, but for the spiritually wise of the end times. Picture a lone figure in a desert cave, his lamp casting shadows on rough stone, as he labors over scrolls that hold truths too pure for temple walls. In 2 Ezra 14, 45-46, Ezra is commanded to keep these books secret, reserved for those who have understanding, their words a beacon for hearts unclouded by dogma. These are no ordinary texts. They are a divine archive, free from the taint of human control, written for seekers who hear the divine voice without need of altar or creed. Each book pulses with wisdom that bypasses the gatekeepers, offering a path to God that no institution can claim. The temples, with their marble pillars and gilded decrees, have no place for such truths, for these scrolls speak of a connection, unmediated, a light that shines in the soul's quiet depths. Ezra, his hands steady despite the weight of his charge, writes for a future of such wisdom, sealed these books away, fearing their power to awaken a world asleep. Yet Ezra's vision promises their rediscovery, a moment when the hidden will be revealed to those ready to receive it. This task, this sacred labor, is a testament to a faith that needs no mediator, a divine call that echoes in the heart of every seeker. As the final scroll is sealed, the vision fades, leaving a world poised on the edge of awakening, ready to embrace a truth that no power can contain. The vision fades, and the desert lies still, as if the stars themselves hold their breath. Ezra's forbidden prophecy, buried for over 1,500 years, speaks not just of a world to come, but of a truth alive within us now. It tells of crumbling temples, a silent Messiah, and hidden books, signs of a faith reborn in the hearts of those who dare to seek. Picture yourself standing at the edge of this awakening, where the divine whispers not through creeds, but through the quiet courage of your own soul. The prophecy asks, will you cling to the old ways, or step into a light unfiltered by dogma? Its words, once sealed, now echo across time, calling you to a truth that no power can contain. If this story stirs your heart, like, comment, and subscribe to join us on this journey. Share your thoughts below. Let us know what this prophecy awakens in you. The desert is silent, but the call remains, waiting for those ready to listen.